about now? There we go. Cool. What's up, everybody? Yeah, I had to change something in my settings. I knew I was muted before I even went live, and then I went live and I was like, oh shit, I can't change the setting of that scene until I poured over to it. But what's up, everybody? It's good to see ya. Today we're not playing any games because my hand is broken basically. So we're just gonna sit, talk, hang out for an hour or so, just do a little bit of research on mythology and whatever you guys want to talk about. Oh, that was a crazy voice crack. What's up, everyone? Show the doggo. I will get him before the end for sure. Wade Golson says, "How's the wrist?" It is all right. It's a little bit in pain. I'm not gonna lie. And by a little bit, I mean like I got a pretty good like 80% of range of motion where I'm in no pain at all. And then there's the like 20% range where it's just excruciating and I can't do anything. Like it's just unbelievably weak. I go from like totally stable to just non-existent basically. So this is about 2 weeks into the healing process now, I think. Today's Thursday. Yeah, so 2 weeks. I got 4 more weeks to go. Hoping that like it stops, that it heals up. I just need to commit to giving it the rest that I need, which is kind of hard. Neva Oanrifni says, "I'd love John to do the Four Horsemen. That'd be cool. Uh, should we like do a little bit of research live? Take notes on some of these subjects that you guys want? Let's see. How's that work? Yeah. Um, I actually don't know very much about the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, to be totally honest with you. So, what do we got here? I'm trying to zoom in. I don't know my Windows controls very well, to be totally honest. Four horsemen. So they're from Christianity. The four horsemen who, according to the book of Revelations, appear with the opening of the first four of the seven seals that bring forth the cataclysm of the apocalypse. The first horseman, a conqueror with a bow and crown, rides a white horse, which scholars sometimes interpret to symbolize Christ or the Antichrist. Isn't that funny when something can symbolize one thing or its exact opposite? Like it can represent cancer or chemotherapy. Like, yeah, good guesses there. The second horseman is given a great sword and rides a red horse, symbolizing war and bloodshed. Are we sure? Are we sure about that one? Are we sure it's war and bloodshed, or is it peace and picnic blankets? The third carries a balance scale, rides a black horse, and symbolizes famine. And the fourth horseman rides a pale horse and is identified as death. So the pale horse is not to be confused. Can you guys even see what I'm doing here? Can you not see my highlights? That's kind of lame. Oh, I guess you can. It's just way over the edge. But the pale horse is not to be confused with the white horse. They are different. My nephew's just gotten into mythology, and I can't wait until he's older so I can show him some of your videos. Hell yeah, that'd be awesome. Hope he likes them whenever you do show him. I actually had to go back and watch a lot of my recent, I should say recently, I had to go back and watch some of my old mythology videos. Basically all of my Olympian videos for something that I'm working on. And it was pretty fun, honestly. Like I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. Cause like I kind of like always cringe when I watch myself. But now I'm like older and it's like enough time has passed where I can kind of watch that stuff a little more nostalgically. But like as I got more into my recent years, I was just like, yeah, I'm kind of sick of watching me, you know? A lot of people are saying, can we do Hera or Hephaestus? So I've done videos on Hera and Hephaestus if you want to watch like full breakdowns of them both. But I actually found something really interesting here. Um, I don't know how to frame this. So I am working on on a video about the Olympians soon, and I realized when going back and watching all my old videos that I didn't do I didn't really break down the birth of Ares when I covered him. That was in like the first, I think I covered Ares within like the first 3 to 4 months of covering of getting into Greek mythology. So my research process just wasn't as sound yet. It was a lot of like, okay, what does Wikipedia say? Now let's find a source that corroborates this. And most of the time, the like source that would support it would also add a lot more details and context. But I wasn't as informed about where I could go for research. And this website that I'm looking at now, theoi.com, is a fantastic one that I think everybody should use if you're like looking to research from some mythology. Um, but because here, if you look, what do we got on the sidebar? You could see, and this is how like I know that when I post a short on mythology or when I post anything on mythology, that I I know what I'm talking about because this website is extremely comprehensive. And while there may be other alternatives for translations, I would say this includes 99.9% of the known Greek mythology that's been uncovered by experts and like is available to the public. But you can see we got an introduction, family tree of Hephaestus, the gallery full of pictures, like every single piece of pottery that dude is on. They show um, hymns to Hephaestus, which are I don't really know. Like hymns, I guess, are just songs. I'm not really a religious scholar, despite being so into mythology. But uh, the hymns differed based off of which cult they came from. You know, the cult to Orpheus came or had a different kind of hymn. Yes, I have. Thanks for the donation, John McKinney. Appreciate that. I have considered, and I am planning on doing a messed up origins of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I know that the original book is extremely different, so that would be really fun. Um, and plus, I love the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I watched it for the first time during the pandemic with Lauren, and it was awesome. I didn't know what I was missing. But you could see here, going back to the mythology stuff, part two, Hephaestus, god of fire, smiths, and craftsmen, volcanoes. And then if you click on like fire, it'll take you to everything that mentions him being associated with fire. So we got like Hephaestus was the god of fire, and often his name was used as a synonym for the element. So sometimes when you find Hephaestus written in an old hymn or a poem, it's not really talking about the character. It's talking about the element that they embody or personify or preside over. It's kind of confusing because it's like Hephaestus, nothing ever describes him like existing in a fire form, but his name means fire itself. Swine with fat abundant upon them were singed and stretched out across the flame of Hephaestus, looking like the flame of Hephaestus, wearyless. See, this is in Homer's Iliad. Homer's Iliad. Sacrificial animals were stretched out across the flame of Hephaestus. Homer's Odyssey. When the flame of Hephaestus had consumed you, the dead man on the funeral pyre. And then you got that with everything. Every time he's associated with a volcano, and smiths and craftsmen, etc. We also got his family, myths, general. If this is boring, by the way, let me know. um, I just feel like, you guys are all mythology buffs, or you want to be. And if you do want to do your own research, like it is a lot to pour through, clearly, but you can control F a lot, and um, honestly, once you start to get into it and you get familiar with the language that they use, the very flowery, uh, poetic language, it gets really interesting. But then we hear Hephaestus, family, divine. You got the list of all of his kids. Man, what are these fucking ads? Mortal offspring. Uh, so usually, most likely, his kids with who? With mortals and not goddesses, gods. No, I have not. I didn't know that existed, but let me add that to my notes. Let's see. Lists. Yeah, if you guys got any like interesting pop culture interpretations of Greek mythology that you think I should check out, or any mythology, of course, definitely let me know. Uh, Olympians Comics by George O. Connor. Thanks for donating, the Anime Underworld. Good to see you again. Uh, and also thank you to MIZ or MLZ, Ms. I don't know, for the $2 donation. Appreciate it. Someone says we need more Eris content. I agree. I think that would be fun. I was just going through the list videos that I have planned coming up. Maybe I could do a dedicated video on Eris, but uh, I should put the chat. I don't think I have chat going on this. Sorry about that, guys. Get that going. Are you ever going to do Journey to the West? Man, I got crazy cottonmouth right now. I'm sorry. Uh, so who was I answering? Yeah, I would love to check out those comics. Are you ever going to do Journey to the West? Definitely. I don't know if I'll do like, man, just rolling in the donations today. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the support. Hey, Shalina, we are birthday buddies. Hell yeah. Thank you, Leslie, as well. Man, you guys are too kind. October 23rd, Scorpio cusps. What's up, Hindi? Caden, good to see you again. But yeah, I was going through my lists of like what Greek mythology figures should I do this month or this year, and Eris is on there. I don't know if I should do a dedicated video or like a list that she would be like featured in, but we'll see. How's the chat? Is it okay? It's updating. Cool. Alma says your videos are cool as fuck. Thank you. The myth of Tiamat. That could be interesting. I need to make like a new tab. I'm not as computer savvy. Sorry for also the clunkiness. I'm like trying to operate the computer without straining anything. I'll do fan Rex from chat. Four Horsemen, Tiamat, Eris. All right. The Who Let the Gods Out books. Greek mythology, Who Let the Gods Out. That's hilarious. I might have to check that out based on the title alone. Okay. Cool. Do you ever wonder how Typhon and Echidna fell in love? No. No, I don't. Do you? APs, what's up, my boy? The weird part is, early versions of the Bible had weird origins of Tiamat and Typhon. Yeah, all because all the religions are the same, basically. Even Greek mythology is not completely original by any stretch. Um, I'll finish my little rant on this website if you guys don't mind. But just to explain again why I know that when I am presenting stuff on the channel that it is very thorough is this website theoi.com, theoi.com. I'll put it in chat because I can type links into chat because this is my chat. If you're willing to read, you'll have a lot of fun on this site. You got myths general, like just anything about Hephaestus, then his loves, Aglaia, like I don't even know who that is, so let's use that as Aglaia. And then Persephone, like what the shit? I didn't know that either. And I did a video on Hephaestus. So Hephaestus loves Aglaia. Hesiod's Theogony says, and Hephaestus, the famous lame one, made Aglaia, youngest of the Charites, his buxom, I don't know how to pronounce that, bosom, wife, buxom. The Charites are what again? Okay, the three goddesses of grace, festivity, joy, beauty, dance. Song, charm, nature, human creativity, and fertility. So these are not the same as the muses. I remember, like, I know that there's like some symbology with like with three goddesses, the trios of goddesses. I'm glad that it pronounced the emoji. Thanks, Chaos. Appreciate the donation. Watching me for years, well, that's amazing. I love that. I am so grateful for your support. If you've been watching me for years, you're not sick of me yet. Like, you deserve props because I'm a little sick of me at this point. So they were the Graces. A number of younger Charites presided over the other pleasures of life, including play, amusement, banqueting, floral decoration. The Charites were attendants of the goddesses Aphrodite and Hera. So they were, if you're ever looking in pop culture and there's a representation of Aphrodite or Hera, or probably many of the goddesses, since it's not going to be exact a lot of the time, they're surrounded by just a bunch of generic, apparently nude other goddesses. Those might be the Charites. They were depicted in classical arts as naked women, holding hands and dancing in a circle, living the fucking life. They were sometimes crowned with and held sprigs of myrtle. So back to Hephaestus. What does it say about them? So Aglaia was one of the Charites. Which one was she? Youngest. She was the youngest, okay. Dela, thanks for the donation. Appreciate you. First super like on a live stream. Hell yeah. I see a little balloon. Can I click on it? Is that for me? No. Speak up. Someone says speak up. Is my volume okay, everybody? I can turn it up a bit. How about now? Might be a little loud. Okay. Who are the muses in Disney's Hercules based on? Those were based on the muses, my friend. Not the Charites. But I'm curious about this Hephaestus and Persephone, too. All that dwelt in Olympus. So this is from Nonnus's Dionysiaca. Probably pronouncing that wrong. All that dwelt in Olympus were bewitched by this one girl, Persephone, rivals in love for the marriageable maid, and offered their dowers for an unsmirched bridal. Hermes offered his rod. Holy shit. Well, of course he'd offer his rod as a gift to adorn her chamber. Apollo produced his melodious harp as a marriage gift. Ares brought spear and cuirass for the wedding because that's what women want, and a shield as a bride gift. Lemnian Hephaestus held out a curious necklace of many colors. New made and breathing, still of the furnace, poor hobbler, for he had already, though unwilling, rejected his former bride Aphrodite. Okay, when he spied her riding with Ares. I love that the word that they use here, and I know this is a translator's choice, but when he spied her rioting with Ares. But all the suitors were turned away by her mother Demeter. Big surprise. I think I do remember talking about Hephaestus giving Persephone a necklace of some kind. Excuse me, that was a little burp there. So yeah, the muses are like, I mean, they're the goddesses of the arts, as they say in the movie, right? We are the muses, goddesses of the arts, and the singers of heroes. Is that what it is? Okay, this is not my YouTube account that I use. Ugh. I hate these. I hate these. Not ads, this specific ad. As a godly parent, that is a great question. I don't think you guys can hear this.
Gods and extraordinary heroes. And the greatest is the true hero.
Yeah, Nemean Lion, boy.
He's making this story sound like some Greek tragedy.
Lighten up, dude. We'll take it from here, darling.
I'm gonna get flagged for sure. We have the old McDonald's plates, and they got the muses on them, and they just like a few of them don't have eyebrows at all, and it's kind of like weird because I'm pretty sure they do in the movie. I would want Poseidon as my godly parent. He might, I don't know. Like, I want to say he'd be a good one, but I don't totally think that's true. Like, Poseidon has gotten away with a lot of shady behavior because Zeus is the main guy doing the shady behavior, you know? Scar was the Nemean lion. Chaos says, check out my last super question, Solo. Oh, man. What movie in 2025 are you most excited for? Good question. Should we look? I don't even fucking know, man. Kind of pregnant. That's the one. Yeah. Obviously. Are there any good movies coming out this year? I actually don't know. Man with No Past, Happy Anniversary, Don't Mess with Grandma, Forever Home, George A. Romero's Resident Evil. Okay. Interesting. That sounds interesting. No, I'm not interested about anything. Pinkerton. Yo, what? I spoke too soon. What's this? Oh, nice. Okay, I'm excited for this. I was actually thinking about doing I want to do a few history videos this year. I was thinking that one on the Pinkerton Agency might be kind of fun. I'm also redoing my playthrough on I was gonna say Left 4 Dead. What the fuck? Red Dead Redemption 2. So I'm in the mood for some old westerns. The Yorkie Werewolf. Yeah, I know. I don't really don't know about that many movies that are coming out this year. Did I watch the new Superman trailer? No. No, but should we watch the should we watch the Snow White trailer? Would that be fun? I haven't seen the newest one, but I could tell you that I'm not excited for this at all. Let's see. How can I configure this for the chat? Should I move over a little bit? Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. I'll get to that. Um, okay. Do I believe God in the afterlife? Like, man, you definitely piqued my interest there. Do I believe that God in the afterlife exists outside of any man-made religious beliefs and cults? Yeah, totally. If I understand your question right, like I think that religion overall, like I don't know if I want to say net positive, but like I think religion can be really good for people for providing a value structure in things of that nature. Um, but I don't feel like any one religion has it completely figured out. Like you got to be wrong about something. Even if you're 99% right, you got to be wrong about something. Um, I'm all for, having faith and that being the test, I guess, whatever. But um, I think that, they're all on to something too. Like when you go, the farther back that you go and you see all of the overlap between the religions, I'm doing all of this with like Snow White, Rachel Ziegler right next to me. What the fuck? Um, when you like, when you see how much overlap there is and how similar they all are, like it just and then like you got to look at those core similarities, and they basically all boil down to be a decent person, right? They kind of have different ideas in the nitty gritty of how exactly you do that. But sorry, and this is like so rambly because this is a pretty wild open question, I think. But yeah, like I'm not basically I'm just trying to play it safe and be like, if you're into your organized religion, that's totally cool as long as you're not forcing it on anybody. If you want to believe it is 100% correct, that is your right to do so as well. But I think that more than likely we only have like a smidge of an understanding. And I don't think that we're meant to understand how the universe works. I've said this before in older videos, but I'm borrowing the analogy from Joe Rogan, I think, but like our ability to comprehend the universe is like probably like an insect's ability to understand what a cell phone is. It's just like, oh, look at the bright colors, you know? That's basically what it boils down to. Or it did until fairly recently, the past couple thousand years. People would look up at the sky and build a religion out of it. Um, so yeah, I'm sure that some of that's probably right. Thanks for the question, Marcus. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Much love from the Irish too. Appreciate it. Um, will you ever cover Beowulf, Grendel, and his mom? Yes, that would be sweet too. fifth super like. Thank you. Marcus says, think you're bang on. Another donation. Thank you. Cool red heart. Thank you. Exactly. Like, if you want to be an atheist, again, that's your right. I do think that you should probably find a school of philosophy to guide you if that's the case, and that might be perfectly valid because like I am more into the philosophy of the religions and like what the stories are meant to teach versus like the real strict ritualistic stuff. Um, but I don't know, where was I going with that? It's just like it can, as long as you don't stress your like a lot of things, as long as you don't stress yourself out about it, it can do a lot of good for you. Um, but as for me personally, I am I fall somewhere in the abstract realm of religion. Like I'm not definitely not Christian. Um, I do think that there is some truth to the ancient myths that like I cover. I don't know if there's like Zeus walking around up in the heavens, but I do kind of like the idea that there are certain like living beings that kind of preside over certain forces. Like it's an idea I like. It's not one I even necessarily believe, but I think it's fun. And I do think there's a lot to learn in those ancient stories too. So that's always useful. But I'm a coexist bumper sticker, and I'd like to say I'm somewhere between as an agnostic person. Hey, I just want to say I've been watching you for maybe 3.5, 4 years. Your videos about Greek mythology brought me to your channel. The relatability and comedy kept me. I love your videos. Thanks. And the algorithm gods. Yeah, you got to believe in the algorithm gods. Those are the ones who we really, I really owe my existence to, right? What about one on gins? Absolutely. I've been sitting on research um, about gins for a while now. I think that would be really fun because genies and gins are super fucking interesting. And I think that's what I need to do too this year, in addition to like, I think I talked to my update about how I'm focusing on more big pop culture stuff. But like, I think that it would be good to also do that with maybe some of the bigger. Hell yeah. Thanks, Marcus. I totally agree. Um, I can't even remember what I was saying. I'll, I get so distracted. I see the donations and I'm like, oh man, I need to respond. When's the next damn stream for Red Dead Redemption 2? When was the first stream for Red Dead Redemption 2? Baby Solo, yeah, you got a little glimpse, huh? Oh, that's what I was talking about. Thanks, Chaos. I tried, man. Um, I really tried. But yeah, like I think I need to do more highly demanded characters. I got a few on the list. Like the big characters are just I guess more intimidating. Uh but that's a kind of a silly attitude, I think. Cuz like people always used to ask me like what are you going to do when you run out of stories? What are you going to do? And I mean, I still haven't run out of stories like you guys saw in the update video with the what I got on my slate for this year. But yeah, there's just so much more to it than that. And I gotta start expanding my brain and paying attention to like other ways that we can talk about folklore and myth. And I've got a new series in the works right now, by the way, that would get us to 2 videos a week, one being about 8 to 10 minutes, the other being like a full-on normal video. But let's watch the Snow White trailer because I'm just like really curious and I haven't seen it yet. Back to browser and then unmute the desktop.
This was my father's king.
Also, like right away, terrible choice for Snow White. Like, are we kidding me? Are we kidding me? This isn't. It's not a race thing. It's really not. It's the character is described as being pale with dark hair, like extremely pale, white as snow. Lips blood red. It's like, are you kidding me? Her mom. Like I remember when I did the Snow White Origins, and I covered exactly like what the inspiration was from the mom to want a daughter that looked like this. It was like, pricked herself or something like that. Blood dropped on the snow because I made a joke about it. But anyway, moving on.
Kingdom.
I also I'm assuming I've been wrong before. Like I thought a lot of the CGI in Wicked wasn't good, and then I found out it wasn't CGI, and it just looked kind of weird on the theater screen. But
A place of fairness. But the queen.
I'm not even listening to her words.
This was my father's kingdom. A place of fairness. But the queen changed everything.
Take him away!
Your Majesty.
Also sick of Gal Gadot.
What did you say?
I sound so petty. I don't mean to be like this. I'm just like I don't. Anytime anyone, like any celebrity gets a lot of hype and praise behind them, I start to, as a contrarian at heart, I'm like, I want nothing to do with that person. I got sick of seeing Gal Gadot immediately after Wonder Woman came out.
Take him away!
Your Majesty.
What did you say?
The people need some kindness.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Magic
Not
mirror on the
buying it.
wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Famed is thy beauty, Majesty. But a lovely maiden I now behold.
Sorry, maybe I should just let this go through.
Famed is thy beauty, Majesty.
I don't like that either.
But a lovely maiden I now behold.
I look at you, and I just want to be the fairest of them all.
The queen is evil.
So-
You must flee into the woods.
I'm sorry. So Gal Gadot, I think they changed it in this, their justification, because they need one, because I'm not a Gal Gadot fan, but are we really going to say that Rachel Ziegler is more fair than Gal Gadot? I don't think so. We know what the queen is jealous of in the original story. It's beauty. No, a near 10 is not jealous of a 6. I'm sorry. But so they're changing it this time. And also I think Disney doesn't want to make it about physical beauty because it's about who you are on the inside, right? So she's fair, she's just, she wants to be nice, We're seeing a lot of her trying to we see her earlier putting herself out there. It's we need kindness, blah, blah, blah.
The fairest of them all.
The queen is evil. You must flee into the woods.
They changed the box to make it very, very similar but different. Again, this looks like a
always said
CGI
this forest
mess.
was a magical place.
The forest doesn't need to be magical. It just needs to be a forest.
Hello? Is there anybody here?
Hello, is there any real set here? I'm I'm also kind of sick of. I'm sorry, all right? I'm sorry. I'm also kind of sick of the cinematic, heavy, bombastic remix of like traditional song, like of iconic soundtracks. Like they did it in the Wonka trailer as well. It's like it's the "Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination," but it's like really drawn out. And it's like "Come with me." Only someone's not singing. That's me vocalizing the instruments. But it's just like, chill out. We don't need somebody in the background here dramatically singing "Hi Ho."
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
Nothing. Ghost.
You'll be safe from the Queen here.
The Queen stole everything from all of us.
We're gonna need your help.
What does that mean?
It's time to restore
Taxes.
our kingdom.
Waiting on a wish, holding out for someday, hoping somehow, some way, there comes.
I'm curious to see like what makes the evil queen so evil. Are we going to be shown like they'll probably show us what makes her so evil, right? They just haven't explained it to us yet.
It's time to restore our kingdom.
Waiting on a wish, holding out for someday, hoping somehow, some way, there comes a miracle.
Find Snow White.
Me, I close my eyes and see the girl I meant to be.
This is our kingdom, and now we're here to take it back.
You were saying.
I'm sorry, my dear. Did I frighten you?
I wonder who that is. Get a big dramatic hi ho at the end. I don't get how Disney thinks this is good. Me neither, dude. Can you just get past this crap?
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money on takeout every week. Done.
Yeah, me too. Okay, what do you guys think? Why not use real dwarfs rather than CGI ones? That's what I want to know, right? Like, I've been doing a lot of research on The Wizard of Oz, right? And they put in so much work to find all of the Munchkin actors. Like, it was, to this day, I'm pretty sure it's still the largest assembly of dwarves and little people like ever. Like maybe outside, I don't know about like conventions and stuff like that because I'm sure those exist. But I don't know, do they? I'm not gonna look it up. That's one thing I don't need to look up. But there was like 140 some, I think, Munchkins. 140 Munchkins, and no, they were not treated the best. I won't defend or try to justify the way they were treated. The main ones were treated pretty great, it seems, and then a lot of the background ones, you know, they were treated as shitty as background actors always were, but probably even more so because they were kind of objectified. But
Love our content, John Solo. Best wishes to you and your family. Love your mythology videos. Stimulates an engrossing revelation that has enriched my life. Keep going, dude. Much love from Celtic Brothers, Cool Red Heart.
damn, thank you, Marcus. You are today's big spender, and I appreciate you. I'm happy that, you know, my content can encourage that. Hope it stimulates some interesting conversation and you know, encourages curiosity. But yeah, so anyway, I doing research on all of the Munchkins. I just thought it was super interesting. You know, they basically got every single little person they could find within the United States. Not all were American, but everyone that was in the United States, and brought them to Hollywood. And then you got Disney's Snow White here, which is like you had seven opportunities you had an opportunity to hire seven little people, even if they weren't all big roles. You could have put seven little people on the map. Like I know that not everybody who stars in a Disney movie immediately becomes a star. I think that the Aladdin guy who played Aladdin actually struggled like a surprising amount after being in Aladdin, even though that movie made literally $1 billion. Um, but yeah, it's like, and why did they do it? Why did they take the opportunity away? Because of the optics? Because of what a bunch of like really lonely people online who have nothing better to do than to be upset because all of their basic needs are taken care of? If they're doing CGI dwarves, just make the whole movie CGI. Right, and if the whole movie's going to be animated, then just watch the original. Like, if you can't improve on the original product, why are you doing it? You know, for money, I get it, but like I don't even know if these are making that much money anymore. I mean, they're just filmed on a blue screen. I know VFX get freaking expensive, but like I don't know how big these budgets actually have to be. Milking out stories like Lion King. Yeah, and the Lion King was actually garbage. That live action Lion King, I didn't watch Mufasa, I refuse, but the original Lion King, like, or the remake of the Lion King that they did was just terrible. It took all the magic out of it. It's like, why are you committing so hard to making this look realistic? Like, you could do a realistic, like, Be Prepared, that song with Scar's song. It's like one of the, like, I think it's one of the best, like, visual, like, it's not a performance, but like presentations, I don't know, segments in the movie. It goes from, like, look at this. Gonna have to mute my desktop audio, but like, like, like that visual alone, how many times have we seen that in trailers? I've used that in multiple videos, multiple shorts. Got this cool green hue over everything, creates this, like, you know, it shows that there's this blight. He's existing in this blighted, just falling apart, decrepit place. Look at this. And like you can't, for whatever reason they wanted it to be realistic in the remake, and it's like, again, you could make it look realistic stylistically without committing the characters and the environment and like the story to like physical limits. He's just hopping around on rocks. Whoa. Like, whoa, we saw a CGI paw land in a CGI puddle. Whoa. Okay, now anyway, like, this is, and yeah, different parts of the song, whatever. He's just getting geared up, but let's move on. You can't even tell that it's like further along. Anyway, I said we were going to talk myth, and then I ended up ranting about Disney. So sorry about that. we can revert. If they even try to touch Hunchback of Notre Dame, I'll scream. I feel you, dude. I completely agree. Like some just need to not be touched. Someone said it's hard to do those effects in live action. Yeah, totally, but like it's not live action anyway. It's all CGI. So everybody calls this the live action Lion King, but these aren't real lions. They look real. I don't know why. I don't see them touching Hunchback just because the live action stuff hates them. The head of the live action stuff hates the movie. Mm. Who's in charge of live action specifically, I wonder? Yeah, they don't really look, they don't actually look real. They're designed to look real. My thoughts on the live action Lilo and Stitch. Don't get me started. That's another one. It's like that movie is the perfect animated movie. It was only made, it was what, 2002 that movie came out? We really need to remake it already? Come on. Live action Treasure Planet was already done. It's called Muppet Treasure Island. Should check that out. Too religious for them to touch also, someone says. That is totally possible. At least Stitch looks like Stitch. Yeah, I mean, they made him lovable, I guess. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Live action doesn't just mean, it doesn't mean live at all. These aren't real creatures that we're looking at here. Like, like what is this, dude? Ugh. Like, for real? It's not going to let me zoom in, but you get it. So hopefully they stop that. I don't know Disney's live action plans. Skeleton Crew is great. Well, that's good to hear. Somebody else's. Wow, I've got 2 comments for Skeleton Crew. I was thinking about watching that, but I'm still trying to finish Andor. Andor has taken me like 2 years to finish, literally, because it's so fucking boring. But Cruella 2. Yeah, I don't know if that's even still happening. God, budget 85 million. Snow White 209 million. Just imagine what we could do with that 209 million instead of make a terrible movie that literally nobody asked for. Is there any myth or mythology that you have decided you will never cover? No, I don't think anything is off limits. There, I am probably the most intimidated to get into, like, Christian mythology because honestly, those names are harder for me to keep track of than like the Greek ones. Um, I wasn't raised like I was raised very, very loosely. I was a casual Christian, so didn't really have like I don't really have too much of a background in all of that. So I kind of just like yeah, I have less of a background in that than I do like the other stuff because at least I knew about Norse mythology and Greek and stuff through pop culture. I don't watch any Christian pop culture. Um, but I would absolutely cover it. I was actually just talking with my folklorist Jack this week about a few Christian demons that would be kind of cool to check out. You should probably do more exotic. I that too. Like I definitely want to diversify. That's huge. I need to I don't know. Like I feel like we've covered a pretty huge range. I mean, we've covered a lot of stories over the past 7 years, right? But I understand that a lot of them are in like the demographic that I'm the most familiar and comfortable with, which is like European, uh, Western stories from the Western world. We're starting to branch out into the Eastern now with Chinese and Japanese. Um, I want to get more. I want to talk a little more about Russian folklore too. But then there's like a lot of, what do you say, like more smaller mythologies. Is that the word for it? It's just like from less populated places, I guess, like um, you know, Jamaica, um, the Philippines, some of those, South American. But I'm like really unfamiliar with those too, so that'd be hard. I'd love to see the SCP. What does SCP mean? John, John, don't be friends. All right. I don't know about that. The Would love to hear you speak on South American. Yes. Secure, contain, protect. So how is that? What does that mean? What is like? I'd love to see the SCP story of where the dragons went. What's up, Allie? Thanks for stopping by. Cryptids. Oh, it's a creepy pasta thing. Native American mythology. Yeah, we did a little bit of Native American mythology last year. I think that was last year. I want to do some more. We've been doing like all of my creature videos have been lists because I I don't know. I always just felt like that's how I should do it. Um, do it in sets of three. You can cover a wide range of like creatures that I might not normally talk about, but I don't know. Um, I don't know why I never like just decided to be like, let's just cover one. Let's just cover one creature this week, and that might make things a lot easier. You know, it's just every time I start a project and it starts off as a grain of an idea, and then I lose all control over my inspiration. I guess I'm just like, oh, we can go here with it. We can go here with it, and really the biggest setback for me is time and not having the bandwidth to write everything that I like, not having the time to explore as much as I actually want because uh, it's like it would take too long to film, and if it takes too long to film, there's going to be a lot to edit as well, and it stacks. You say you don't want to talk about you say you don't want to talk about Christian mythology, but do you think it's possible that most of not all pantheons come from the fallen angels from a time before the flood? I didn't say I don't want to talk about Christian mythology. Well, I might have said that literally, but it's not like I I just have no desire to. It was more I was more intimidated by Christian mythology. Um, I don't think all pantheons come from a single thing. No. I think that a lot of them, I don't know. Yes and no. I think that a lot of religions have a lot in common, but I've talked about that before. Oh, talking about Australia, my favorite creature, Dream Master. It's the Yara. What is that? Yaramayahu? Let's see. Back to browser. Yaramayahu, legendary vampiric monster found in South Australian Aboriginal mythology. The legend is recounted by David Unipan. According to legend, the creature resembles a little red frog-like man with a very big head, a large mouth with no teeth, and suckers on the ends of its hands and feet. It's a little frog-like man. The Yaramayahu. Can I zoom in on this a little bit more for you guys? There we go. Sorry. It's described as, so they live in fig trees instead of hunting for food. They're described as waiting for unsuspecting travelers. I love when they wait for unsuspecting travelers. So many creatures do that. The creature then drops down and he uses its suckers to drain the victim's blood. After that, it swallows the person, drinks some water, and then takes a nap. After it awakens, it regurgitates the victim, leaving them shorter than before. The victim's skin also has a reddish tint to it that did not have before. If this process is repeated, the victim becomes a Yaramayahu themselves. That sounds terrible. If you watch this movie, she's extremely interesting. Who do you think is more scary? Mesopotamia mythology? That'd be cool. Waiting for unsuspecting travelers is my favorite pastime. Same here, Mike Liam. I don't know. But yeah, this Yaramayahu. Here's the other thing too, dude, is there is so much like CGI art of these lesser known creatures now that it doesn't look like any of it's popping up here, but doesn't this look super CGI? That's absolutely CGI, right? There's so much CGI art of lesser known folklore creatures now, which is like cool because it helps you have like a visual, but then it's like it's CGI, so it's garbage, you know? Oh, Monstrum did a video on him. Nice. Monstrum is a cool channel. They do a lot of folklore spotlights too. That's creepy. It looks a little bit like Elmo. Alterpedia. Cryptid Wiki fandom. Okay. Another visual of that guy. Have you ever heard of the Mananangal? Yeah, the Mananangal. I talked about the Mananangal, actually. I'm pretty sure. I wouldn't know how to pronounce it if I didn't talk about it already, right? When did I talk about it? Okay, so it was in... Oh, was it my video on vampires? Okay, cool. Actually, I feel like I have to mention, I used the Yggdrasil video of her project I was doing at a community college, where I ended up writing a song-like poem about Yggdrasil. Hell yeah, that's cool. Do you know about the Anunnaki, one of the first, if not the first mythologies, and has very similar stories to most other mythologies? I think I've heard of that for sure. The Anunnaki. Also transcribed as Anunnaki, are a group of deities of the ancient Sumerians. I got to do some more research on Babylonian mythology for sure. What about Fujin in Japanese mythology? Could talk about him. Talked about him a little bit in my video on Raijin. Yeah, like AI art could be interesting to reimagine yourself, but I wouldn't want to actually use the AI art for standalone piece. Exactly. I know, I avoid that whenever possible. There's been a couple of, like, once it first came out, I used a little bit of it and it just didn't feel good. Like, as somebody who actually works with artists, my rule with it at the time was I had zero plans to ever hire an artist to get this drawn. So it's not like I was like, "Oh, I could hire one of my guys or I could just do it for free with a robot." Like, that conversation never happened in my mind. Um, or like that decision never took place. It was just like, yeah, I'm not using this shit anyway, and or I have no illustrations, not hiring anyone, and this video has a long stretch without any art at all. But you could argue that I should have been more creative and maybe found some less literal, more abstract, spooky things to show, symbolic things to show, perhaps. But now I don't use it. There's been, I think the last time I used it was in the Monkey King video, which, or wait, no, it was in the Monkey Island video. Sorry. Uh, but that was because I did like a bunch of like intentionally awful AI art for my update video. But again, I've limited myself at this point because it doesn't feel good. I'd rather work with artists. And then I also learned after that it's not just like this AI is generating this image out of nowhere. It's using the hard work of artists as a base um, and then playing off of that, which is just bullshit. So the Anunnaki are a group of deities of the ancient Sumerians, Babylonians, Akkadians, Assyrians. They're descendants of An, the god of the heavens, and Kai, Ki, the goddess of earth, and their primary function was to decree the fates of humanity. But you see how we're already running into pronunciation things. Is it An or An? An just doesn't feel right, but I guess it's An if we're pronouncing it Anglo-Saxonically, if we're anglicizing it. And then Ki, Kai, who knows? Not me, because I'm not a Babylonian. But what did they actually do? There's very little evidence to support the existence of any cult of them has been unearthed. The deities in ancient Mesopotamia were almost exclusively anthropomorphic. By the way, we're on Wikipedia, so take this all with a grain of salt. You can see the source here, black and green. Gods and symbols of ancient Mesopotamia. Like, okay, sounds like that's reliable, but then we should be responsible. If I were doing a video about this, I would be responsible and follow that book, make sure that the quote does actually match, right? Make sure it actually says that, and then include it in the final video. I actually have not talked about the Jersey Devil yet, but my researcher Jack has. So if you want to check his TikTok out, he's the Folklord. I'll put that in the chat. That's on TikTok and Instagram as well. Maybe YouTube too. I don't know if he's uploading YouTube shorts. Bye, Dela. Thanks for coming by. Will you do the Wild Swans? Maybe. John, making some episodes about cryptids would be awesome. That would be cool. I've done quite a few videos on creatures at this point already, but we could always do more. Yeah, you want to help and form connections. That's true too. Like, I like working with artists and having discussions with them about stuff versus just telling a stupid robot to put in a prompt, you know? But on that note, guys, I think I am going to wrap this up. I actually have some more work to do today. I didn't want to put out nothing. So I've got videos for the next 3 weeks planned. I am trying to rest. They're all videos that require very minimal editing and production, which is great, but they are going to require some. So got to figure that out. In the meantime, thank you all for watching. Thank you all so much for the donations. I can't believe how much support we got today, but it was really incredible. I'm impressed that we managed to secure and retain more viewers just by sitting here and talking about mythology than by doing anything else like playing games, etc. So maybe we'll do more of these, not necessarily instead of videos, but in addition to. That'd be fun. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching. And I think the most important thing of all, if you haven't yet, sacrifice the like button. If you're subscribed, turn that bell on. And then remember, John shot first. Now I've got to awkwardly navigate my mouse here and hit end stream. Hope to see you guys soon. Later.